a lot of people don't know this. I'm gonna put everybody on some free game here. Scal is probably one of the best one-on-one players I've ever saw and played against. And because when you're on an extended team, guys who don't play a lot have to actually work out extra and have to get in, the reps and what we call reps. And I can always say that between everybody that we used to have in practice, you was a tough. I always appreciated our matchups because I knew certain things you was quick enough to adjust, and then I knew certain ways where I got you a certain way, I knew just to go ahead because this is all I'm gonna get out of this. So I would take the height advantage and fade and knew that, what I'm saying? Stuff like this get you, I could tell some mornings, because y'all don't know this, he can be very eager, he got a super passionate fire about him, and that's where we connect. But yeah, man, talk about your one-on-one play, man.
Yeah, so I got to the league, and I couldn't move my puppies at all, right? I knew it right away. And one thing I think, when I look back at my career, there's so many guys that think of how good they are, right? And they think about like their ceiling. I was really, when I got to the league, I thought a lot about my floor. And I knew as soon as I got there, I'm not gonna be able to play in this league if I can't guard. You notice it right off the jump. Like dudes that are good players, if they don't guard, they're out. And I knew I can always get to team concepts. Like there's action going over there, I gotta be the bump guy, I gotta close out. I knew I could do all that stuff, but then I got to keep guys in front of me. So I always would pick, like a Nate Robinson. The guy who really helped me was I would play Rondo one-on-one before the games. And I would try not to touch him.
And the real one-on-one, too.
Yeah, like he would have the ball.
Like y'all going.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have it because it's before the game, so I wouldn't get the offensive possession. But I just wanted to get my puppies moving, right?
Wow.
So he'd be there, and I'd have to, as quick as he was, and he's elusive, I'd have to move my feet and not touch him. If he even got an angle on me, I'd just pull back. I don't want to hurt him or anything like that. But so I always thought, if I can stay in front of him, I can stay in front of anybody, right? So that's how that all started, at least like defensively. And I think the stuff that you're talking about is more defensively. Offensively, like I've never been able to, go get my own or go get a bucket. But defensively, man, I study the game. I work on it. I throw out the speed ladder before practice. Like I knew there's no way I'm getting 11 years or 10 years or whatever if I can't move my feet. So I went down that road of saying, first and foremost, I can always extra pass that thing to you, or I could always come and set a screen on Rondo. You ain't bailing me out on that end of the floor. Rondo's not bailing me out. I got to be able to hold my own and guard guys. So that's why defensively, I took from day one of walking, when I got drafted by the Nets, I'm going to say I got to be able to guard. And if I could do that, who knows, man? Your career was going to be a Hall of Famer no matter what. There's a lot of guys in the NBA where they could be out in 2 weeks, or they could end up having 11 years. And that margin is really small. And I feel when I watch that a lot of that time is just like having the attention to detail defensively.